Hey y'all, Juan here from Omega Gaming. We just came back from a 450 player 9-round Houston regional. Who do we have here?
I'm Rich. Hey guys. I played at the Houston Regional today.
Yeah.
It was a very long and grueling tournament, but I had a lot of fun.
How'd you do, man?
I got 11th place today.
Okay.
I think I probably ripped about 30 cards today. I'm
All right.
joking from people's
And
hands.
what are you playing today?
Infernoble Knights, man.
Awesome, man. How'd you like it?
I thought it performed really well. It's just kind of tiring when you get to the later rounds, but I thought it was really good.
Yeah, awesome. You wanna get into it?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with the starter cards. I run 3 Neo Space Connector and a Dolphin. This card just allows you to play through hand traps, and it's really good 1 card Assault to get into a full combo. If you can, and if you see their hand, you should always just try to loop more cards out by tributing this connector if you have an extender, so you can rip 2 cards out. The only time where this did come up where it kind of bit me was that I just tried to resolve this thing as a Despia player and burned myself for 500 and then was put on the clock, which was very difficult. But yeah, really good card. Next starter card, Sublimation Knight. This card is amazing. It helps me attack over the Windbearer statue. Also, a lot of people don't know this, but like this is an Alta Ryza. Essentially what happens here is you equip your Oliver from deck and they can't Ryza bounces, so you're getting over the Windbearer statue.
Nice. And what's the last card here?
Squeak Knight. This is the card that can unattach himself, to special himself, to make a 1 card Assault. The other cool interaction with this card is you can equip any card, any Fire Warrior from deck, and then you can just make your Gear Freed live without opening an equip spell.
Yeah, nice.
Rhoda, I wish this card was at 3, but I'll take 1 copy for now. Then we just maxed out on all the extenders here. These cards are all really good. This came up against the Striker player. I equipped triple Oliver to my my Charles, and he just couldn't get it with Widow Anchor. He couldn't get into his Axis Code Talker play, so I just beat him with an Oliver. Don't forget that this card has an effect where you can tribute him to special summon a level 4 or lower warrior from your hand, and they actually can't target it. So for one of my games, I tributed my Fireflint Lady for a Dolphin, and he tried to effect Veiler
Thank you so much.
my Dolphin, so I couldn't see his hand, but he can't target it. So got to rip 2 cards. 3 Heart to the Chalice. Like I said, we maxed out on the extenders.
Okay.
This card is so good. I only run 2 because I don't like opening it. This is your recovery play. I don't think you can run 1 because you need another one in your deck to add back Gear Freed and stuff. This card allowed me to play through like a 3 hand trap board today. Luckily, I opened up the DDR and was able to send 1 off of the Ronald to add back the equip. This is really good. We got 2 Gear Freed. This is the best boss monster of the deck. It's a 1 card that can literally out 3 monsters if you play it correctly. I literally had some guy pick up this card, read it 4 times, and go, "Wow, this card's broken."
Yeah, it's a hell of a card.
like what is this card? So you run the CRs. Next, we got our equip spells. After a lot of play tests with this deck, I actually want to run 4 equip spells, believe it or not. I want to run 9 equip spells, believe it or not. I'm thinking about adding 1 more in. The thing is, I found myself just doing a hand check like almost all the time with a Soul Day into Dolphin, right? And then a lot of times if I have to use one of these extenders, it's not the best. So I want to run 1 more equip, because sometimes I run out a lot when I have to do the Dolphin for 3, and if you open 2 equips, then you're pretty much out of juice at that point. So I think it just adds some more consistency to the deck. But I thought this deck list ran so smoothly. I was in the charity event with Kai this weekend, right? Was that this weekend?
Yeah, this was Saturday.
Yeah, I ended up getting 4th out of like 87 players.
Yeah, it's not
and,
bad.
I got some good tweaks to my deck list, but I think I would actually bump it up to 51 to run one more Eclipse spell. Next, we have the cards that you never want to draw. Unfortunately, in round 8 and 9, this card was just glued to my hand. It was just so horrible. Normally, it's okay if you can discard it. So if you have an extender, a lot of times you can make like a unicorn and pitch it, or if you have access to dolphin, you can pitch this. You can still make some type of board. But if you can't get rid of this card, it's really bad. I had one cool play that I did where I actually reborned an Oliver and made a double Draco sack to play. Or made double power tool to play. Then we have the Call by the Grave. This card, I sacked so many people with this card. I had to play through like 3 hand traps every time I played the 10-year Sword Soul matchup.
Yeah.
It's a hard matchup, but I just felt like I had the correct ratios in this deck. This card came up clutch. I would never cut it. Before the tournament, I actually thought about cutting this card, but never
No,
again.
man. It's that one for a reason, man.
Yeah, it's so good. Next, we'll go into the defense. I ran 2 Bell. This card was so good today. I feel like it overperformed. The reason why I didn't run it at 3 was because it didn't hit every matchup, but it was just so good against the Despia deck. There's so many times where I just Belled the Branded in red and just won. Next, the most controversial card in the deck, we got 3 Starlight Lightning Storm. People are just like, why are you running this? This is a side deck card. The reason why I run this is because there's a lot of floodgates in the meta right now. And we have Striker, we have Eldlick. So I have no out to Seal Drain. I have no out to floodgates, essentially. The only way I can out it is a Unicorn Spin Back. So I wanted to have 3 main deck cards, so at least I had something that I could draw into. And this card's just like not that bad going second. Sometimes it just trades 1 for 1 and you could force some cards out, but I just needed something in my deck to kind of remove back row. A lot of people don't play this card because they're playing that Venture Engine, so they have a face-up card, so they can't really use it. But yeah, I like this card. I wouldn't change anything.
Over the weekend, how the card perform, the Lightning Storm?
So one of my opponents misplayed, and he ended on a Mirror Jade, and he put it in an attack position, and he ended with one card that Tri Brigade has that negates. So I drew a Lightning Storm this monster, and then OTK'd him.
So pretty nicely then.
Yeah. We got 3 Ash, 2 Veiler, 3 Info. Okay, so this card also overperformed for me, Veiler. So talking about choke points with the Brand Despia deck, everyone just tries the Ash, the Brand Fusion, which I don't think is wrong. I want to stop that card, but it's activate once per turn. A lot of times they can like normal summon a Luber, grab another Branded Fusion, and activate it again. So you really haven't done much. I mean, unless you Ash it, right? But I found a really good choke point for the deck is when they make their Lobelion. They have to discard for cost, so they're going -1, and if you Veiler them there, they can't really make a Mirror Jade, and they've discarded a card from their hand. So I feel like that was... I hit a lot of Branded Despia players there, because, believe it or not, after playing the deck, a lot of people weren't playing Comedy, right? So I noticed people cutting that out of their builds, so that's what made me kind of want to up these up. And additionally, like, so I played the Brand Despia deck for a week just to kind of understand how it works. And there's a lot of cards that you discard in that deck. Like you don't have a lot of cards in your hand, so that one card that you Veiler, it really hurts them. So I like these cards a lot.
Okay.
And I wouldn't change anything in it. Next, we'll go over the extra deck. Everything is pretty standard for every Infernoble player. I'll just go over the 2 tech cards that I have.
Is that only one sold?
So, if you knew the standard needle fiber combo, you need basically all these cards except for these 2. If you resolve it. So I chose to run one Isolde, which people just keep telling me that I'm nuts to run, but I feel like I manage my resources really well with this deck. Like, if anyone has played me, I try to get the maximum value out of all my cards. So I feel like there's better grind cards like Gear Freed and stuff like that, and you search a lot of follow up with your deck. So I kind of felt like 2 was unnecessary, and I really valued the Appaloosa just to play through like those people who just wait for you to make a Rorodon to hand trap you. You can kind of like force out to play through 2 extra hand traps with this Appaloosa. And this card came up so clutch for me. This card just removes like back row cards that like are unknown. Like, so if they have like a set Imperm or a set Call by the Grave and you can't really out it, or like a Droplet, this card just comes in and just shuffles it back before you commit to your Needle Fiber play. Also, like, I played against Flunder, and I was able to kind of stop him. He just ended on a Dimensional Fissure and just a Dimensional Fissure, and I spun it back and was able to full combo and kill him. So,
Were there any cards you missed in the extra deck over the weekend?
no, I feel like once this deck gets going and you're able to get everything properly summoned in the grave, it's just like a recursive engine with PBR, and like everything starts looping itself. So
Okay.
I think it's just really important to go into the just be able to resolve your combo. We'll go into the side deck real quick. I felt like I built this side deck perfectly, and every single card came up to win me games that were kind of unwinnable. Anti-spell. This card is really good. I use it against Striker and Despia. So like I checked someone's hand and they had Nibiru and I had no way to play through it. So I just ended on 4 summons with a Gear Freed and Anti-Spell, and I was able to just kind of control tempo after that point with the Striker player, because he opened like a million hand traps against me and was like kind of greedy with the Nibiru, right? So that was pretty good. I run 1 Godarla. This was like a last minute choice, but this card actually won me a game. It was insane. My opponent made a DPE, and I went to main phase. He didn't do anything. I just kaiju'd his DPE, and then he had 2. There can only be 1 set, so I was trying to go into combo, and he flipped one of them. And I just chained a Twin Twister, and it was game at that point. But it was really sacky. My opponent was really cool. This card never came up. I actually want to put another Twin Twister in instead of a Feather Duster. This card just on paper has a lot of value, but just the quick effect value of Twin Twister is worth the cost. Like, since I get maximum value of all my cards in my hand all the times, I don't like discarding because a Dolphin already discards, but Twin Twister is just so good in this matchup. And believe it or not, people are starting to get Zombie World against me, and that card's really hard to out. So, I actually got burned by a Masquerade for 8,000 damage because you do a lot of combo with this. I literally got burned for 8,000.
So you combo yourself to death?
So like I was able to out it with 100 life points left with a unicorn, but like it was like at that point I had to do it on
I
opposite.
saw that, then he fusion summoned another one. And that was it.
I ran Dark Ruler no more. I think this card is kind of overlooked. Like, this card came up against a 10U Sword Soul player who like made like a decent board, and there's no way that I was gonna be able to trade effectively with him 1-for-1. And I feel like this is where this card really shines. And you put your opponent on like, you know, how do I play around Dark Ruler no more? Like, I can't fully commit to a board when they know that you side it. And then Gamma package. No need to explain anything about this. Best hand trap in the game.
Best hand trap in the game.
I was main decking it for a while, but this is better than the side because I'd rather see combo hand traps. If you open 2 Gamma, it's not good. If you open Gamma Driver, it's not good. I'd just rather see multiples.
Yeah.
And then 1 Raid Reboot. Never saw this. I wish I saw it against the Flunder player, but I didn't see it. And that's my deck profile.
Yeah.
Shout out to my team, Team Elite Savage.
You already know.
Shout out to Omega Gaming, and shout out to the Houston community for locals.
Awesome,
And,
man.
yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. Good job today, man. Hope to see you again.
Yeah, for sure, man.